Howdy YouTube, CompDude512 here. Realized I hadn't done a video on my speakers in a long while out here in this garage. And since I've done some recent upgrades that are not really upgrades, it's time for a video. They're not really upgrades because I've actually had this equipment laying around for quite some time and actually have not installed it. And now it's all installed and in service, and you're going to get to see it working. Thought it was good as a place of any to start right here with this Bose 102F ceiling speaker. Now this replaced the Muzak HS1-CM that you saw in one of my other videos about a year ago. This Bose speaker is actually an 8 ohm version. And to make it 70 volt, I had a 15 watt 70 volt transformer laying around. And I just decided, well, why not make this a 70 volt speaker? So here you see a Bose 102F 70 volt speaker tapped at 15 watts. Moving right along over here, these are Bose 32SE surface mount environmental speakers. These are fairly popular speakers, or at least were before they were discontinued. And as a matter of fact, that 102F over there has also been recently discontinued by Bose, replaced by something very ugly that I no longer like. So that's my opinion on Bose's new stuff. It's absolute garbage. It looks horrible. Sounds decent, but it still looks pretty bad. Anyway, these speakers here, the 32SEs, as well as the 102Fs, if you want to talk about both models here, are very popular, or were in their time, at certain establishments like to use these in all their installs. You go into a Cheeseburger in Paradise, for example, and they're going to have these speakers all over the place, along with the Free Space Model 32 ceiling mount speakers that I have in another one of my videos. You're going to see these, absolutely everywhere, because these things were very prolific in their time. They're now being replaced by the Bose Free Space 16 DS, I think is what it's called. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Check their website. Whatever it is, it's just ugly and I hate it. But that's this one. Moving right down here. Here's the second one. Looks no different than that other one down there. There it is. Also tapped at 16 watts. This is a remote desktop of my music server, which is actually in the house, but I'm remote desktop into it right now on this netbook. Basically, what this plays is a rotation of music based on Muzak's FM1 program mainly. But it is, it has songs on it that have never been on FM1 before, including an entire section of country music. It runs a piece of software, you can see right here, once that bar gets out of the way, called Radio Boss Express. What this does is it automatically makes playlists. It controls the volume at certain periods of time. Like the volume increases at noon, it gets a little higher because at noon you want a little more energy and a little higher volume. And the volume goes down at 2 o'clock again. The playlist reshuffles so you don't get any repeats, so it stays fresh throughout the day. And again at 5 o'clock the volume level increases and the playlist reshuffles. It has this nice little feature up here. Probably not going to be able to see it. There it is. Where it tells you what song is playing now. Right now, as you can probably hear behind my rambling, Starship's Nothing's Going to Stop Us Now is playing. As you might have heard earlier, Clint Black's Spend My Time was playing. Next, James Reunion's There You Are is going to be playing, which is also, like I was rambling on about before, on Muzak's FM1. And as you can see down here in the bottom of the screen, by that little gray blurry icon right now, this is no longer a physical machine. It's actually running in a virtual machine. Here, of course, is the same wall mount volume control that controlled the old speakers I did not change that. This clicky volume control is good enough for me. And since we're down here at the volume control, let's make the music police mad. Let's crank this thing up and see what these speakers have got. I know the quality on this video is probably not going to be the greatest, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to crank this up, not all the way, but quite a bit of the way, to see what these things have got. Here we go. Now this is something that you're not going to be able to hear in the video, but it's a peeve of mine. Right here, the sound is kind of off. It's because the 102F has a different driver in it than the 32 SEs on either side of it. I mean, it's really not noticeable to most people. Most people are not going to say, ooh, that sounds a little more bassy right in that area. Has a little more mid-rangey, bassy sound right here that the drivers in the 32 SE don't have. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because of the enclosure in this thing. I don't know what it is. But that just gets on my nerves, and I might eventually find a driver to fix that. I think I got an extra driver from a 151, so I might end up putting that in this and see how it sounds. As you can see on this window, Eleanor by the Turtles just started playing. Let's go walk over to the speakers and see what's playing. Nifty how that works, isn't it? Well, this has been another speaker rambling, and that's a look at my system as it stands today and as it will stand for a very long time. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.